الله أكبر الله أكبر.
What do we do with our hands when we make dua? Exactly the same thing. And that shows us exactly what dua really is. Dua is us begging from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what is the point of begging Allah? Because you might say that when I beg from a human being, it pushes the human being away from me. And that's actually very true about human nature. Human nature is such that we don't like beggars. Human beings get turned off and repelled by beggars. If someone is too needy, it actually pushes you away. It actually separates or weakens the bond when a human being is too needy of another human being. We as humans, we don't like beggars. But there's someone who loves beggars, and that is Allah. Allah loves beggars. And the more we beg from Allah, the more Allah is pleased. Versus the more we beg of human beings, the more they are displeased. This is the nature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala versus the creation. Is that Allah loves for us to beg. And something else that we learn is the more that we humble ourselves, the more we put ourselves down with Allah, the more He elevates us and raises us. Versus with the creation, it's the opposite. When we put ourselves down and when we become dependent upon the creation and when we become beggars of the creation, we actually become humiliated. This is why, for example, we see ourselves as an ummah at large in a humiliated state, because we're like beggars of the rest of the world sometimes. We ourselves are not self-sufficient. We don't depend on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we depend on the creation, and when we do that, we become humiliated. We become weak. But when we do that with Allah, when we humble ourselves with Allah, and when we beg from Allah, He actually elevates us. He actually makes us stronger, and He elevates us and He raises us up. So it's the opposite. The more we need Allah, the more Allah makes us rich. The more we need of the creation, the more we become poor. This really is part of the design of the universe, the design of Tawheed essentially, because what it does is it directs us back to the source. Because if I'm going and I'm knocking on every door, right? I'm knocking on the first door and I'm begging for something. And that person who opens the door just slams the door in my face, says, I have nothing for you. Then I'm gonna go to the next door, right? And I'm gonna try again, and I'm gonna knock again at the next door, and I'm gonna beg, and I'm gonna ask for things. And then when that door gets slammed in my face, I'm gonna go to the next door. What is happening is these doors are being slammed in my face when I am seeking from the wrong source. So when I'm seeking, for example, let me make it practical. This is a metaphor. Let me make it practical. When I am seeking for acceptance, when I am seeking for respect, when I am seeking for approval, when I want another human being to make me feel like I'm okay, to make me feel like I'm worthy, what ends up happening is I don't even get that. I get doors slammed in my face. And that's because I am seeking worthiness from the wrong door. I'm seeking worthiness from the wrong place. I'm seeking approval from the wrong place. I'm essentially trying to please the wrong object. I'm trying to please, and I'm putting my effort into pleasing the wrong object. When we say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, we're saying something very, very powerful. And we know this is very powerful because it was only La ilaha illallah that made the Quraysh fight the Prophet ﷺ. And throughout time, the people who fought the Prophets fought them because of La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah is so powerful that it is this which saves us. It is this statement that when we die upon it becomes our salvation. This is a very powerful statement.
الله أكبر الله